Welcome back to the Building a Business series, where I take you through the process of building a software business. So today we're going to talk about something that is often left out of most entrepreneurs' minds when they're starting a business. And this is actually applied to me in the past. So, research. A lot of entrepreneurs will have an idea and then they'll go straight to building out their idea with all of the assumptions that go along with that idea without taking into consideration that their assumptions might not be correct. So I had a idea that essentially people want to be able to invest for themselves. People are capable of investing for themselves, but what do they need for that to become possible or easier? Basically helping out with the process of investing. So I have some preconceptions about the problems that people have and, for example, why they don't start investing. Even the idea in the first place of people want to invest, that's an assumption that I had. So there's all these things that as entrepreneurs we come up with ideas, but it's just based on our personal experience in our personal bubbles, and that idea might not be applicable to a broader audience. So I'm going to first come up with some questions that I can gauge my assumptions against with my Instagram audience. Now, one thing that I have to consider here is that my audience, my Instagram audience, it's mostly made up of friends or people I know in real life. So those people are going to be biased towards making me feel right or whatever, right? They're going to validate whatever I'm doing, even if they don't necessarily think that what I'm doing is valuable and all these things. So right now, the idea that I have is to create these questions, send them to my Instagram audience as an initial kind of test, and then I can refine my questions after I get the results from my Instagram audience, and then follow up with those questions with an unbiased group. So people that don't know me. And there's a bunch of services that you can use in order to do testing on people you don't know, essentially. So trying to find an unbiased audience. So let me take you through some of the questions that I came up with in order to try and validate the ideas that I have. The first question is going to be kind of simple, and then as I present more questions, they're going to get more and more in depth and into the specifics of my hypothesis. And I guess one thing, some of these questions are designed in order to expand my hypothesis. So in order to target more specifically the needs of the people, because I think they need certain things, but what they actually need might be something different. So I'm going to try and use these questions to help guide the direction of this business. First question, are you familiar with the concept of investing? So I'm just trying to gauge here what people's familiarity is, because if they're not familiar at all, that means I need to put much more of an effort in the educational side of the platform to get people up to speed in what even is investing. And then the next question is, are you interested in investing? Because if no one's interested in investing, again, it's kind of like, how do I get people interested in investing? Because I know that it can be really helpful for your future, but if you're not interested, I have to get you there. And then the next one is, do you consider yourself an investor? So if you do, that's great. I don't really have to worry about that. If you don't, Why not? Because I kind of think that everyone is an investor. So if you've gone through school, you're investing in yourself. It's not an investor in the sense of investing in the stock market or real estate or bonds or whatever, but you're still investing. So I'm hoping that I can get people in the mindset that they are investors. Next question. How would you best describe yourself as an investor? So I'm kind of going to break this down into 3 parts. So the first one is beginner, next one is intermediate, and then advanced. So the beginner is kind of like you're interested, you haven't started yet, you don't know how to start, you need help. The intermediate investor would be you've started, maybe you set up the accounts, maybe you've made some investments, but you still need to learn more. And then the advanced investor, it's kind of a broad spectrum, the broadest spectrum I'd say that I'm trying to categorize here, but it's like you understand different investment vehicles, you've been investing consistently, you think you know what's going on. Maybe you don't, but you think you do. So anyways, it's kind of all about trying to figure out where my focus should be. So are there a lot of beginners? Does everyone kind of have an idea already? And I'm just wrong in my assumption that people haven't been exposed to investing. So anyways, that's what that question is for. The next one is, what investment avenue are you most interested in? So this is just trying to gauge, where do people want to invest? If people want to invest in real estate and my idea is to start my business with a focus on stocks, then that's not a great thing to do, because it's going to be a lot harder to convince people that they should be investing in stocks rather than real estate. Next one here is, which would you rather? So would you rather invest for yourself? Would you rather have others invest for you? Or are you unsure? So I'm just trying to get a sense of people's openness to investing for themselves, because my idea that I'm trying to validate is that people want to invest for themselves. And if they don't want to, then the product that I'm thinking about building isn't going to be very useful. So the next one, most people feel blank about investing. So what do people feel about investing? And the reason I say blank is I kind of want to leave it open to the interpretation of the user. So I really want to see what people feel about investing. The only problem with this question is that because it's open, it might not give me the responses that I can take action on. So we'll see. So if that doesn't work and the responses that I receive aren't really actionable and I can't make any business decisions based off of them, I might have to convert that question to a multiple choice just to try and narrow it down so I can see, again, what I need to focus on. So I could break it down into something like the following. Investing makes you feel, and then it's multiple choice. Scared, worried, anxious. That's one. Kind of all grouped together. Confident, confused, excited, overwhelmed, unattainable. That's kind of not a feeling, but anyways, I might reword that. So again, this is all about trying to see why people are or aren't investing so that I can address those specific concerns in the product. And then the last one, I'm trying to figure out, for those people that don't invest, what is preventing them from investing in the first place. So for example, the question would be, blank is preventing you from investing for yourself. And the options would be something like lack of money, lack of time, lack of knowledge, You might just not be interested at all in investing for yourself. You might be procrastinating, like you know you should do it or you want to do it, but you just never get around to it. And then the last one, fear of money, fear of losing money, rather. So I feel like those questions, once they're answered, will give me a decent sense of where I should start addressing the problems of the customer. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing I'm focusing on right now. Once I have these questions answered, like I said, I might be able to take them, refine them, and then present them to an unbiased audience. Or I could come up with like a landing page and craft some responses to address some of these concerns in the landing page and describe how the product that I'm building will be able to help those people. So that's where I am right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you gained some insight from watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.